Well, miracles or lightning don't really happen twice. It's not back-to-back. Very some awkward rounds in there, but Red Reserve nearly pulled off another incredible comeback, this time from 15-8 down. They forced round 30, but Nip just barely got away.
We were questioning whether they had anything left in the tank after that epic comeback. It seems they do, but it wasn't quite enough this time, running on fumes towards the end. They do go down 16-14, but NIP were hardly convincing in that second half. You can see them struggling on the T sides especially. We go on the train now, ladies and gentlemen. It could be the final map of the evening. NIP with the lead, and this is their map pick. We'll get into the 9th round first. A very important 9th round in this format. It's not pick your map and then your opposition gets to choose their side. It's a 9th round every single time. So I guess that does have some implications. It's going to be Red Reserve to win it quite convincingly as well, I can confirm. So they'll be starting on the CT side, presumably. Here's the replays of the boys attempting to come back. They were 14-5 down, I think, and they came back to 16-14. So absolutely epic scenes. I think whatever happens, Red Reserve can hold their heads high, knowing they gave it absolutely everything. They never gave up. They always were fighting back.
You know, it's a bit of a fight on our desk right now as well. What we've got here is a warrior on the expensive Swedish horse.
Isn't it like a wizard?
It does look like a wizard. I thought that, except that he has blonde hair, and that's a coat. It's not hair and a beard. He's got blonde hair under there. I looked. I thought the same thing.
All right.
Either way, he's trying to get home to his princess, who, with a flag in the wind going to the left, has a flag in the wind going to the right. Doesn't make much sense. Yeah, fix that. He's trying to get back to the homeland as the victor at war, and that's kind of what's going on with the Swedish teams in the server right now.
I have a keyboard in the post.
I'm sure you do, Bardov. You seem to have keyboards perpetually in the post, if I'm honest. Trainers,
like
keyboards, pepper,
them,
mustard, all the things in the world he seems to be into. But you've got to have your hobbies. You've got to be into something.
Why are you taking off the princess's skirt?
I'm looking how much she cost. 30 quid for this. Bloody hell. Who is charging this much money for these things?
I want FACEIT's budget.
Anyway.
You know what I'd buy?
Go on.
New tires. Can I get like 27?
What tires are you getting for £30?
2,700 bucks, man.
Yeah.
Seems like the horse is worth 150. I mean, there's got to be something. Not Pirelli, Nitto.
Remember, the D-side was looking poor for NIP as we get into the action. And the Mirage regulation, they ran away with the first half. They had an amazing lead. It all started to crumble. It took a get-right play to get them into it. 4 versus 4. They have smokes, which will go towards the middle tracks and the connector. Smokes down, but Disco Doppel's still got full vision. I think Red Reserve has got this one. Disco Doppel's going to mow them down. Only good for one.
Doppel, no. You're right, only good for the one, but Rez running down and catching out Brolan is going to make things a bit more interesting. Keep in mind that Rez still has to watch up above the train, but he's got players behind him who can't land shots. Any other round, any other gun, he might have gone down in that situation, but pistol round allows you to be rather aggressive in those positions. He gets away with 4 HP, bomb plant for NIP, and this, remember, is their map choice. Good positioning from Rez. Disco lost track of where he'd gone.
Yeah, and he did all the damage as well, so that's a shame for him. Freddy B in a pretty compromised position now, no kits. 3 players to find, the bomb's more than halfway gone, and down he will go. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be the first round of the second map, potentially our final map of the evening. It's been a long day, but NIP can close it out here. Good start from them. They definitely need the pistol on the T side. I'm worried for them, considering how it almost all fell apart. No full investment. 3 players have gone for the force buy, so I guess you can call it that. Disco Doppel and Twisto saving a bit of money. They're probably aiming for the double orb setup, I'd imagine. Makes sense. If you're going to beat NIP on this particular map, it will be through the sniping, because that's where NIP aren't really that strong. Let's see whether Reserve can do anything with this. CZ's Ron Deagle. Molotov and smoke deployed. Drop the Molotov. Freddy B getting a little bit brave there. I was hoping Get Right would fly down after it, but actually took considerable damage there. 1-10 as they go through the default. Remember, we talk about the buddy system so much in these games, especially against these sort of rounds. You cannot challenge choke points alone. Sure, you might get the kill, but you need to give yourself a fighting chance of winning the round for this squad. You can't give up an AK, for example. No chance of your teammates helping you out. You need to make sure it's coordinated. And you can see now 2 players towards Ivy, 2 a main entrance. The 4th player, Get Right, as usual, holding the flag. You can't have 2 people watching that. You're not going to be committing to a kill. He's just waiting for these kind of plays, exactly this, pushing towards inside. So that's his role. It's really determined. That's pretty much the only clear role within Ivy. And Hampus will get one, but he takes a lot of damage and can't really do much but return to T-spawn and see where we can get a kill in the back, perhaps.
Well, bomb goes down again for NIP. Get Right is the one to watch and see if anyone will arrive from Pop Dog. Rez has done most of the work with 4 kills. We saw that obviously on the pistol round. Brolan backs off, likely that he wants to save the CZ, so too with Hampus and Freddy, as well as the armor for Freddy and Hampus. And Brolan, which has a helmet, interestingly enough, went rather aggressive for a second round of purchase. Optimistic, perhaps, that he could pick up a gun and use it to his advantage if anyone got near enough. But that means 2-0 for NIP, and obviously no purchases coming forward for Red Reserve in round 3. Means also I would not expect to see an AWP in round number 4.
You absolutely will. Dennis. He has played well. Had some massive clutches for NIP throughout today.
You know, Henry, I really want a coffee, but ever since you spilled them on the desk, they're banned now.
Yeah,
so
they're not allowed to be brought in.
I can't have one because of you.
Well, that's a shame. I did try my best to clear her up. I brought two sheets of toilet paper, so I thought that'd be enough. Clean up potential electrical fire.
Yeah, honestly, just feeding the fire with that paper.
Yeah. But it'll be fine. Well, I'm sure we'll be forgiven by tomorrow. It's going to be a guaranteed round for NIP here, just what they needed after the difficult finish they had on Mirage. As we mentioned, it didn't even look like they were really celebrating that victory. It was like, goodness gracious, we actually had to get that close. We had to rush A with a surprise attack to finish things off, and luckily Get Right got those 2 kills. No high fives. It was more of a berating from Forrest. The rest of the team was like, what are you doing? How has this got to this? How are we going to make it to a major and cause damage there if we're floundering in the minor again? But 3-0. This will take time. I will say that much. Maybe I'm being a little bit unfair. It's the first time they've got this in-game leader in. But the amount of roster changes they've made in the last year, you would hope they will find some solid ground soon. If they do make it to the major, they'll have around, what, 4 or 5 weeks to get things together. That will be enough. I think they will be ready for a competition like this. I still think it was a massive risk trying out the in-game leader at the major qualifier, or the minor. 2 AWPs, as predicted, for Red Reserve. This is the best way to exploit NIP, considering they don't really have a full-time AWPer anymore. Draken was shipped over to Fnatic, and Lekra was brought over at the same time.
Yeah, they made a trade, essentially, and Draken, although was the one that was booted out,
he came out
to
very
signal
much
that off. Yeah, he's got the advantage on that. Thanks very much.
He got more. I assume he got more money. Got a major spot, a better team.
Yep.
It's insane.
Yep. Yeah, I would. Yeah, I don't know about the more money, but definitely the rest of that is absolutely true.
Yeah, I maybe spoke a bit out of line there, but I would assume, comparing the orgs.
Sure, and tweeted out that he was cheering for Red Reserve in this game.
No, he didn't.
He did. Apparently, I saw it on Reddit. I'll double check that, but apparently he did.
Well, I like Draken. He's a cool guy. Anyway, it will be looking quite comfortable here for Red Reserve. 3-on-1 though. Dennis. He's won plenty of these in his time. And it will be Disco Doppler to finish things off. Nice comfortable round there. But NIP should have plenty of cash.
I believe Freddy B, CSGO, Disco Dopton, Twist, Brolin, Hampus, CSGO, and Krilu's, I think, the coach. And he because that's his old team, essentially, was Epsilon, right, in a long ways?
Yeah,
so he is cheering for Red Reserve over NIP.
Over his boy Rez?
Yeah.
I guess he's got friends in both camps, right? It's not like we can really call him out too much. I guess his former team would be the more he'd be more inclined to, but either way, I guess he was removed from them.
He was, sadly. Look, the guy was incredible when he hit shots that were unexpected and were quick. He has so much potential, but I will say there is an asterisk that he misses some of the easiest ones. World edit in a way.
We'll see what he can do in Fnatic. There's been so many changes at the top end of the scene recently. The amount of roster changes is baffling.
Oh my goodness, yes.
And it seems like they're...
It's very difficult. So one of the reasons that I stopped watching Dota after TI2 is because they went into a similar funk where everyone switched. So if you stopped watching for 2 months, you came back, you had to relearn the whole scene.
Sure.
And admittedly, I just said, well, I'm not going to bother that because CS was starting to kick off for me and I was starting to become a caster. That can, admittedly, that can happen to some CS fans that are out there. The part-time fans will just say, right, I don't know, I'm not overwhelmed, I'm not going to watch anymore.
Yeah, you're just like, well, what's happened to Cloud9? Are they the major champions? Oh, they've got 2 players. Right now, he's like, what's going on?
Yeah, sorry about that.
Oh, the Made in Brazil team have 2 Americans? Like,
yeah.
It's like,
The irony of that, they stay Brazilian the whole time. Made in Brazil's back with first time ever 2 Americans.
I guess that's out of necessity more than anything.
Sure.
So I think that's a decent change, but that's a conversation for another day.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens there. It's just it's a very complicated time for CSGO. I think 2019 will be clearer. I think we'll have more young stars getting more opportunities, and we'll see some of the older names bow out and maybe transform into coaches or do what we do, like analyst stuff. We'll see. It feels like it's an era that's coming soon, like a fresh start for a lot of older and younger players. We'll see. Either way, 4-4 for now. NIP 3-1 up. They're currently 1 map away from making it just to the playoffs, not of the minor, not to the actual major itself. Just want to make sure we're completely clear. It can be a little bit complicated if you're not aware of how the format works. 4-2 though, great stuff from NIP. Forrest on the AWP this time. Bomb should go down unless Rez exposes himself by accident. Looks like Freddie B won't get a chance to with the knife out and try and deny it. Jump out. Oh, actually hit the little booties through the underside of the train. So that's not too bad. They still have a fighting chance here, but they've got a FAMAS and an AK. They've got these smokes. They don't. It's just an incendiary. Can't really go for the full defuse with that.
Well, they've got 2 kits to make that a possibility if they can at least get 1 or 2 kills here. Get right behind the E-box. Won't have to go that far. Lekro's already got the kill, and I was about to say Lek right because Get Right stepped back out to find Freddy at the same time. So 4-1 for NIP. As Red Reserve are forced back to pistols on the CT side. Just to note as well, so and we often talk about our long days. I credit to Red Reserve and NIP, who started off the first game of the group and will play the last game today in the group. We started at, what, about 1:30 local. It's now 22:50.
And shout out to production as well. They're still running an absolutely brilliant show here. No mistakes. Admin team on point.
And they've been doing more than that. Yeah, they were doing the
maybe even earlier. So they need the most credit. They're still doing a fantastic job. We'll get into what is a 4-on-2. Disco Doppler, Brolan with the AK now. They've got 19 HP on him. See whether this is going to be enough. Brolan not really going to have much of a chance here. 5-on-1 as NIP look more confident. This is good news because it's the T side now. They've been struggling the T sides all day. CTs have looked pretty good, but right now they control the money, and they're 5-1 up. So after winning the pistol, they got 3-0. No real points of concern right now. We had plenty of them on the previous map. Lots of horrible rounds.
It is. Well, the point of concern for me is that Red Reserve have had 2 poor CT halves in a row and then miraculously controlled the economy on their T side. So until we're like, maybe on like 13 rounds NIP, actually, when they win, when 15 rounds is not enough apparently against Red Reserve. So we've got a long way to go still, Henry.
Yeah, that's what I said at the beginning of this map. Like, whatever happens here, Red Reserve have turned some heads.
Oh, yeah.
They're not a team to be messed with. They've got fundamentals. They've got some skilled players. And it's a new org for them. They were godsend. I don't think they'll be cracking the top 10 any soon, but they're always going to be dangerous now. People are going to start being a little bit worried when they've got them in a qualifier, for example. If they do turn up to an event, there's a chance they could cause some best-of-1 upsets. Players like Twist looking very sharp, if not anything, showcasing his own talents. As well.
You can win 100% of rounds in Counter-Strike by being the better team.
Sage advice there. I was about to say the same thing, but he got there first.
I almost forgot, exactly.
I was about to say the exact thing. Been waiting to deliver that gem of wisdom. 1:25 and full eco for Red Reserve 6-1. Almost a certainty here. Unless Freddie B gets some sort of absolutely wild Deagle sequence, smokes will go in.
Rez back out. Aim. Lekro up the ladder. Doesn't spot Hampus, but I think he did. Certainly appears that he did. I didn't think that he had, but he was quick enough. He gets position, gets the angle, gets the shot, and it's the same effect as they run rampant inside of the site. They're an infestation, indigenous perhaps to outside in the yard, like a pack of rats.
Oof. Freddy probably gets this kill on Rez. One bullet should do it.
Now.
Or just let him go.
Oh, no kit, so forget that idea.
Oh, he spotted some opportunities here. He might be a little bit gutted. Well, that's a guaranteed kill on Dennis at least. Hello. Just wanted to make him see him before he pulls the trigger.
Oh!
Is that another clip? Oh!
Do it again. All right, now they're trolling us.
Every time you've called for it to be replay, do they even have the facilities to do that? I'm not sure.
Well, obviously they just pressed a button to do it, and then
there we go.
See, they were trolling me. Oh, wait, oh. Wait, are we watching Counter-Strike still?
One of Bardov's and Dan's private videos, perhaps. I'm not sure.
Might be. They do live together as well.
Yeah.
I don't know how they spend that much time together.
Dan basically lives by himself, because James is always away buying watches or diving or maintaining keyboards.
I was going to say shopping.
I'm a man of flamboyance and panache.
You are, absolutely. I would agree with that, James. You really are. You're a lovely man, an interesting and unique specimen. I love you for it.
In there somewhere.
That proves it exactly. What a man.
He is I very much enjoyed talking to James.
I haven't got a bad word to say about him. He's a good guy.
Yeah, and he's very patient. He's he can hold conversation about more than Counter-Strike, which I like. There's some people that we are around, not so much in our talent group. I think everyone in our talent group is pretty well rounded. But at events that you try and talk to and you just can't. It's just Counter-Strike or nothing.
Yeah.
There's an on-off switch in that.
Yeah, that's true. I know what you mean. 6-1 though, no double AWP setup. It's hampers. Like, you see these Swedish teams, they can't decide who is AWPing on what. It's kind of bizarre, isn't it? Both, like Fnatic, NIP, Red Reserve, all have this kind of strange, eccentric setup that no other teams or nation really has, that they won't have a dedicated AWP on any of the squads. There's no standout player. I guess now in Fnatic, that maybe not as true because they have Draken and JW there. They're going to be the ones picking it up. But still, like, it's a weird. They went through their phase of having like 3 or 4 players that could pick that up when Olof was still in that team, and Dennis, for that matter. It's a weird trait of the Swedish scene. It's in it for a few years now. Well, let's see what happens here at Hampus. 3 kills so far. Looks like an inside player will be coming in momentarily. Brolan, good for 1. Forrest somehow with the P250 bests him there. He'll go down towards the lower ramp. Twist, holding the coils. Not for long though. Dennis will take care of him, and that was already from the upper ramp. He hadn't realised he snuck by.
Coil Viper.
Yeah. Well, that Molotov was done. Tremendous work. Hampus might have to consider saving here. Red's holding the flanks, not get right this time. He's already gone down, but it doesn't work out. They still can't win the round. I say that. Hold on.
You know, it's just occurred to me.
Go on.
Well, actually, I'm going to hold because you're right. There was 1 HP on Hampus and 41 on Disco Doplin. So Lekro top of the bomb train needs to be cognizant of time.
Don't have a kit, just a note.
Yeah, that's the
They're going for it though. The Hampus is dead.
That pretty much secures the round. That certainly will. Lekro getting it down to just Freddy. As you say, no kit.
Oh, no, he's got one.
He picked it up.
He can win.
He picked it up. He absolutely can. He's got it done. Done! Gets the knife, and he's 2 seconds too late. Not even less than that.
What?
As the knife comes in, but Red Reserve pull it off. I didn't think there was a kit down at the bottom of the ramp.
That's why I said it was done for. I didn't realize there was the kit there, but there we have it. It will be the round absolutely stolen.
I didn't realize they were sponsored by Ult. They've got the Ult
loading stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So you can, for anyone's not aware, you can hold the defuse as long as the nade's in your hand. You hold the defuse, you can then right-click at that point. Normally you do that with a flashbang. We did it with the smoke, but he just wanted to buy as much time as possible.
Do you have robophobia?
I don't know what that is.
It's like getting replaced by machines. The human race.
No,
I've just
like
clued in that they have built up a repertoire from Dan and James that eventually they could just replace all casters using.
Is it like computer, like machine learning sort of thing? Like
that's what they're doing.
Yeah, it just keeps listening to everything we're doing and using it, every word we've ever used, putting in different sentences, see what gets the best feedback, and over a simulated 100 years, they can come up with the perfect caster.
Have you seen the new Google one now, where it can actually, like, if you say, "Okay, Google, book me a hair appointment," and it'll call and it'll actually have a real conversation, and the person on the other end of the phone has no idea they're talking to like a non-human.
Sure, that's how Siri and all those little home units, Google Home stuff, that's how they work now. It's machine learning. They take all the feedback from around the world.
But it's more I get that, but it's more the way that they can change the pitch in their voice and still sound like a human, and they can adjust during a conversation to have different sort of emotion. Unbelievable. If they do that, we could easily have a new caster that's not human.
Well, we'll speak to Bardolph and see where the technology's at right now. We'll have to do with the soundboard for now. It's quite primitive, but it's still pretty good.
I'd say it's all right.
It's all right. It does the job. It's helping us out, providing a bit of entertainment every now and then. Just when we start to drop off, the voice brings us back in. And I'm sure that NIP will be very happy with the outcome of that one. Remember, they lost the previous round to that full defuse, but the fact of the matter is Red Reserve lost all 5 players there. NIP had a full buy. Red Reserve had anything but, so they'll have to give this round up. Pretty simple procedure. I don't think NIP people are too worried about. Losing that round, sure, is frustrating, but still, it still gives them another broken Red Reserve in the next round. They get $1,400 per player, and they save AK and a FAMAS. There's NIP.
I want to go back in time to before this conversation.
Yeah, I agree, Dan. I don't want to discuss the fact that you and I are going to be replaced. We started out together. Well, you started out kind of before me, but we started out at X Games. We were a duo once. It was
me or you?
It's you.
That was Dan, not Bardolph.
What?
You
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
James is asking, was it him or...
I can't be factually incorrect. I can't be doing
No,
this.
he was asking me or you starting out
I see.
together,
Right,
like
okay.
him
Yeah,
or
I. Sorry, I
You're
tried
not
to butt in.
factually incorrect, Dan. You are correct in every way. Oh!
Oh, suits you.
That,
We'll see the next round coming at number 10 here. It feels like Red Reserve might be dropping off. They are the kings of comebacks, but this might be a little bit too much of a far cry, as we'll see. And on the CT side, presumably going down 8-2 here. They have invested a lot of money still. Freddie B gives it everything he's got. The CZ Kevlar. Twist 1-8. He's had a drop-off in form, but it's not to be really mistaken for like bad form or anything like that. They're going to be exhausted at this point. They've played well over 100 rounds of Counter-Strike, I think, at this point. Can they do anything? There's 5 players pincering towards the Pop Dog area. Get right. This is his role, holding for pushes. Let's see if he can make it work. That's one. It's not the greatest angle, I have to say. Play that a lot safer, but there we go. He will go down. And that angle suggests like they definitely just have to peek and stand still. They run past you like that, they've got the advantage then. You have to re-peek. I'd say give yourself maybe a wider off angle just to hit the headshot. Then you can fall back once the kill comes in. You should have the advantage considering the money. Either way, still a chance for Hampus and Co here. They'll get 1 kill in return. 3 on 3. They seem to be so good at grinding out these sort of rounds. It's scary at points. Applying so much pressure, hitting the shots required. Just at 11 PM here in London, England. Diffuse kits available. They saved 2 weapons in the previous round. That was 50-50. Felt like Brodan had the advantage there, but well struck. Necro will take him down. Gets dinked in the process, down to 24, but just the AK and the Deagle now. Still possible, but Twist, 1 kill after 10 rounds played. There's the cash.
Rez gets the shot. Rez holds off. 8-2 for NIP. And that'll build up now 2 rounds against the bonus, so not a significant amount. Red Reserve suffering their own demise in some ways in that they can't get money going.
They really can't. This could be a really regrettable way to end it. After so many epic games, just to be destroyed financially. Only real round you've picked up is a full defuse where you had no real say in the round. It was just a strange mistake. To be fair, they had a couple of good frags. Came up to the 1 versus 1. It was very smart, but it's not like it's consistently going to work out for you. Laid down towards the mouth of Pop Dog there. Rez can hear a player towards the main entrance. The CZ at that range is deadly, to put it lightly. Back. Dennis with the Molotov just to listen out for damage ticks or players retreating from the flames. That's well by Rez. He'll be locked in there now. Good conversion. Alley-oop towards Dennis. Someone comes on top there. It's his 2nd frag so far, but that wasn't bad with the silenced USP. Gets a rifle out of it. Fortunately, no armor. 1 bullet will take him down from pretty much anywhere in the body.
That poor TV. I would have liked that TV. Put it in my room and watched some late-night movies. Disco Doplin, not so much a fish out of water as the Dolphin finds only 1. They're smart animals, apparently, Henry. As Twist will get Dennis back. It is Forrest, somehow the only one remaining. 2 AKs picked up as well. No armor, but that's not really an aim punch problem because it's an AWP they're against. And they'll make short work of it. 8-3, well recovered. Yeah, they are.
Here we go.
Absolutely.
Let's go, boys. And NIP, I remember even a year ago, this is a quote from me, I think, NIP are one of the greatest anti-eco teams in the game. When Threat was their coach, it's like, this guy's got them so drilled. But now, you look at them, they're losing to P2000 USPs one by one. It looks a bit of a shambles. But still, very well done to Red Reserve. Those rounds certainly aren't easy. It takes some great individual skill. But then look at the money now. Got double AKs, triple snipers, one of which is the auto, of course, in the hands of Disco Doppler. Twist will open things up to take down Dennis. And trust me, NIP are the sort of team, they lose a round like that, they can just completely crumble, and it could end up being 8-7, and then we've got a game on our hands.
Twist with the AWP just sneaking out from Sandwich. Brolin smoking himself off toward the pop dog position. It's a 4-on-4. Disco still holding with the AWP. Nip letting the time run down slightly. They'll find themselves on 40 seconds. Timing is everything. Twist looks away just as they enter from Ivy, but he's well aware. Oh, great speed. Velocity on the shot to spot the player walking in, and they are back in this. You're right. It is a successive round, and they go 8-4.
One more buy for an IP. They'll have to maybe take a pause here and distribute the wealth accordingly. Second stage loss bonus. Lecro was $7,000. Rez just beneath that was 6. There's the timeout. And we'll see whether they can pick things up after losing to Felica. They don't really seem up for it, do they? It's very quiet over there. I guess keeping themselves composed. There's Dennis, probably happy he's not the in-game leader anymore. But Matt, if I was to offer you a bet and say,
oh, I like bets.
Will Lecro be the in-game leader of this team in 3 months' time?
Yeah, I don't like bets.
You wouldn't be anything to do with that.
I don't know. Is this where is this team in 3 months' time?
Yeah.
Do they make the major? That's
happily,
the indicating factor on it.
I would happily put a good, I don't know, grand or something on him not being the in-game leader in 3 months' time.
You know what? If it weren't for the fact that a grand is like half a set of tires, I might take the bet.
It doesn't feel like this is the solution. I understand they're trying new things out. It'll take time, but I don't know. I feel like he's such a skilled young fragger. Let's just get him doing that. Inside play. Things getting a little bit troublesome now for an IP. Sure, fantastic start in 8 rounds on the T side is wonderful, but the way Red Reserve have been pulling back these victories and having full eco results as well, NIP, it starts to be a little bit worried right now. Like we said, didn't even celebrate after the first map. Just looked rattled, so they almost lost it. Shot by Forest, but it's not going to be enough. You can see that there's no smokes. They've got no utility at all. They'll get a plant down, but I think they're eco next round regardless. Third save loss bonus coming in. Really lackluster attempt there. If you're going to go inside, you better hope you've got at least an AWP to challenge what Red Reserve presented. They've already told you they've got the double AWP and the auto snipers. Might want to go for something quicker, or just one smoke down lower, trying to abuse the fact that maybe just one single anchor in there, not just walking inside. Like, go towards upper. Look how easy this is. That's literally a shooting range there. No, he's not flashed. He's got no smoke, no Molotov near him. I appreciate they had no utility, but maybe just don't go inside like that if that's going to be the case. Either way, round 14, the CZs, partial buy for round number 15, Red Reserve. I've got to tip my hat to them. Every time I think they're completely out of it, somehow they find a lifeline.
Yep, they absolutely do. And there's a chance they find a third map in this series as well, which I believe is Overpass. So Chris will hold on top of the ladder. The rest head toward A main. They've got CZ 75, and that is all. 10-5 has been a common scoreline for them at half. That's where the comebacks tend to happen. So if NIP can put this to that, fair play. I'm sure they'd love it because it gets them closer to the end, but maybe there's some sort of curse involved in that scoreline. So the fact that they're on pistols right now and are looking more likely to a 9-6 or 8-7, who knows? Who knows? Smokes down, execution 2 outer. Freddie B becomes a money man because he's forward of them and holding off inside of the pop dog position. Disco, good hold as he's got the auto sniper on ticket. Twist with an 8, takes down Rez, and Disco finds his 3rd. Just get right, does manage to pick up the M4, but can't find the shots. His accuracy is not what it used to be, as it's now 8-6. And Henry, this is crazy. I just met you.
Go on.
But call me maybe.
Don't have your number, mate. Can't do it.
Yeah,
my phone's broken,
do.
so don't give it to me.
Yeah, you
Phone's
do.
broken.
You've
number
got
can't
it.
make calls internationally.
Okay, I'll text you right now.
Yeah, I got coffee all over my phone earlier, you know. It kind of caused
really?
the electrical
You should
meltdown.
find out who did that and hold them responsible.
Oh, I can't. There's no evidence of who did it. So we'll have to leave it there. Triple sniper set up with the auto sniper. This is the only team that's been consistently buying auto snipers in the last 3 years, I think. They've bought it like 3 or 4 times in big rounds today. You've got a lot of talented snipers, so why not? But NIP looking like they're out of the depth again. 1-by-1 maneuvers. In the final round, I'm not really sure what they were hoping to achieve with that. He was going to get traded out whatever happened. Got nowhere near a kill. And I guess I do feel for Lekra in this situation. They probably haven't had a ton of time with him leader to... He hasn't even been in the team that long, like a month maybe? So
yeah, I mean, incredible. Welcome to the team. We're a sinking ship. Please take the wheel.
Can you?
And we're all going to bail out. You're the captain.
If this
now. You
goes
gotta
wrong,
go down
like
with
you're
it.
going to have to take the responsibility, of course. Like that is the deal with in-game leaders, you know.
Yeah. So good luck, son.
This is a joke. This is all a little bit of fun. It's nice to have fun sometimes. Anyway, it's going to be 8-7. Oh my goodness, that's how many rounds is that in a row towards the end? 5 in a row. They were 8-2 up, and it's happened again. They lose the pistol map. They're going to lose this map.
Oh yeah. No, I know. Don't.
How has it happened again?
Call your Tinder date. Tell her you're going to be a while.
Jorge, with no prejudice here. Tell
it you're going to be a while.
Yep.
Pronouns. Tell them. Sometimes I just want to chill and listen to the music. 8-7, we swap it over. NIP on the defense. Red Reserve on the side, in which they've had incredible comebacks all evening long. This time with a much closer score. Perhaps the comeback can turn into a victory. NIP, and as much as we're going with the flow, shall we say, this is huge. If they are eliminated right now tonight in this series, if Red Reserve pull this map back and we find ourselves on a 3rd one that goes against them, that's the 4th major cycle they haven't made it in. Forget your 87-0. Forget it. You're starting to tarnish the reputation at that point. It's just a painful display. It must be so hard to endure. Disco forward, twist with the bomb plant. Already looking good for Red Reserve.
It's looking very good map. Get right. 6 and 10. Needs to add a few more to his total if they're going to win this one. Dennis, fantastic at USBs and gets 1, but Get Right will maintain the advantage at least. Red's coming in. This is looking better now, but Hampus could shut this all down, Matt. They're not checking for him, and he's going to find the 1st and presumably the 2nd as well. Get Right can't connect the bullets. Hampus could actually do this, but Defuse presumably comes in. Lekra's got the kit. My goodness, it felt scary, the bomb going down and no kills. My God. It will be Red Reserve, though. With the bomb down, they can get AKs in the 3rd. I'm still feeling they're doing this.
Oh, man, absolutely. Nip managed somehow to pull that round back, but what do they go for? Rez elects for M4s. Lekro holds on to his scout. It's 2 M4s and a FAMAS, which will give them some range. So we'll see how they elect to work with that. Hampus.
Oh, up a rush. They're just going for the bomb plant here. That's purely their objective.
Yep.
Can
They
work
didn't
out.
buy, and they had a bomb plant last round.
Oh,
so keep that in mind. Did he just collateral with the scout?
Yeah, and they'll get the bomb plant, so it doesn't even matter. That's all they wanted. They're not going to win this round. They want a plant, and they've got it.
2 plants, no buy second round. This will be a full buy in the next.
Oh, no. Did it go down? There it is. Okay, I was going to say, what happened there? But it does get planted.
There.
And that's a victory for Red Reserve, I'm afraid. You really do want the MP9 maybe up close, just denying that, at least fighting for it. Scout at the back. He got the double kill. And this goes to show even that's not enough. You know, like you need to have someone denying the plant, I think, at least. Lovely
That's
play.
pretty good.
But even that's not enough, is my point.
Got
So,
one in the head and the other one in the head.
Yeah.
Forrest. Takes off out of spawn, following in tow of Dennis. This is it. This is the gun round, the early buy from Red Reserve as a result of those two plants. We'll see if they can make it work to good effect. Freddy B heads down the hallway. Pop Dog all ready for Disco. They fire at Rez. They now know he's in A-main, which means he knows he's in a fight because they'll respond to it by peeking him, and he was pinched in that position anyway. Hampus gets the kill. We now find ourselves looking back toward B as they're hoping there'll be a bit of a chaotic rotation. This will be a third bomb plant for Red Reserve. Get right, the only one inside of the site. He's well removed back toward the hitch.
Bomb has been planted.
Planted. Christopher starts to flash toward the sidewalk, hoping to move players off that position, off that side of the map, so his teammates can work back in from Zinkenecker. Get right, fires into the smoke. No such luck as finding any damage. Hampus is on 10 still. Get right. He'll jump up. M4 in hand. Dennis as well. Pushes the lane, finds one immediately as Disco tries to jump down. Twist doesn't respond in time despite communication going that direction. Instead, it's Brolan, the young man who's a whippersnapper and a smart mind. It's Get Right versus 2. No idea where in which they've gone, and he's found by Freddy. It's now 8 rounds for Red Reserve.
Like we said, it was a victory getting that bomb down on the full eco, and they have capitalized upon it. Great stuff from Red Reserve. Trust me, this game ain't done yet. We could even go to a third. I have to stand up. My back is starting to fail on me. Old age setting in.
Yeah, you must be getting ready for retirement soon.
I'll turn 30 next month. It's getting there.
Good, I need a new commentary partner.
Yeah, well,
just kidding.
Use the soundboard, mate. It's the best work you've ever done.
Ah, thank you. I appreciate that.
You and that soundboard could...
Good friends.
All you have to do is record me saying all the things I usually say that's about money and stuff like that. Get a
what
guy,
a blunder.
Yeah, just have the guy operating a soundboard next to you. I think you
Why
can
has he
probably do the
done
same thing. Yeah. He does something.
Couldn't do it without you, Hank. Don't sell yourself short. Dennis at Ivy. Forrest watching over him. Disco's going to work over toward the Brown Halls and Hampus. He's just going to wait. That's all he has to do at this point in time. This is a breakpoint potential for Red Reserve, and that would be an early one at that, considering that's pretty much how they've managed their T-sides. They've just whittled down the CTs and not allowed them to buy anything. And the fact that they've got 2 AWPs right now as well, that's going to be very painful. One of which is flashed off, and Rez is gone. Does manage to get a kill beforehand. Twist, great response, and Hampus goes above. Dennis down, one of the ops left. It's in the hands of Black Row. He finds 1 kill with it, but he's waiting for Get Right to rotate. Shotgun for Get Right, low HP. They trip over each other, and it's the 8WP that saves the shotgun. Bomb is down with 37 seconds to left in the round. You get what I mean.
I do. Kind of ruined the drama there. But anyway, it will be the advantage, definitely for Red Reserve. You can see the positioning of Get Right wasn't ideal, but all of a sudden it swings. 20 seconds remain. Hampus is 1 USP bullet away from death.
I'm surprised Lekro didn't actually try to hold
Lekro gets
that.
his stun.
You're right, he does. Here's him coming. Pistol's ready, and he's low HP. Great round from Lekro. 4 kills, and a good rotation on the last one. The one as well when Get Right was working over to the site was very impressive. He saved them because they went down. There was 3 kills on entry.
That was pretty wild. Lekro. That's what I want from Lekro. I don't want his tactical brain on any level. I want him just fragging hard, getting the job done. I want him to get his deagle out and batter people with every weapon available to him. That's all we want from a player like him. Don't stifle him by putting pressure on his shoulders when he hasn't done it before. Amazing player, incredibly talented, and that's a little showcase for you of what he's capable of. Force by, I think. Didn't quite catch it from Red Reserve. Looks like it would be. They'll go towards up. This worked before. It's Get Right alone with the UMP. He has got back from Lekro towards the connector, so not completely alone, of course. Hampus will take a nade to the face, but Get Right there has to find at least a couple of kills here. Lekro open things up, buy him some space, but Get Right gets nothing. And the bomb will be planted. The retake begins.
Bomb has been planted.
Twist. Still just holding again, that bomb planted. Great position, but Forrest somehow gets the angle back. It's possible from that hallway, and beyond finding that angle, he finds Brolan. Watch out, because this bro is on land, and Forrest is a legend of it. As Disco Doplin wants to try and swing back in, it's Lekro that gets another shot. It's Nip that finds its 12th round.
Well, there it is. NIP do recover. Got a bit dicey there. Even with the bomb going down, Red Reserve might have to take another eco here. It's going to take another one of their unbelievable comebacks here to make this possible.
You still owe us a monster, Tom.
Now that's an iconic line.
Why is that?
When are you going to pull that?
I'm good.
Pull that out.
I'm good. I only like big fruits.
I've got a box of fruits here if you want. Exotic fruit salad.
I like exotics.
It's covered in baby oil instead of anything else, so.
That made it weird.
That's why it's exotic.
Well, shot out from Dennis. Freddy is dropped. Leaving us now with Campus on 19, but 4 players still remaining for Red Reserve. This could be a 13th round for NIP. Remember, they've come back from 15-6 down and almost from 15-8. So we're not done by any stretch of the imagination, but NIP are certainly putting their ducks in a row. You told me Chad had a joke about ducks. I still haven't heard it.
No, Trace has got the joke about the duck.
Right, not Chad. It's Trace.
Maybe if he's listening now, we'd love to hear
He's definitely not.
The joke about the duck and the bar. It's one of my favorites. Really gets me going every time.
Every time. Lacro. Good hold again. He's looking great in the second half of the Italy. In fact, getting the totals up. He's on 17 now. He was the bottom of the team for a while. It's not Get Right that's down there with Forrest, believe it or not. Dennis leads the way with 22. Rez hits Disco, and we hit 13 for an IP.
Surely this is the clean finish for an IP. They're on CT side. They've got 13-8. They've dropped 1 round so far. I can't believe they'll give this one up.
I can't believe either, Henry, but I'm starting to believe.
I think we all are. Red Reserve, if there's a chance to show up, this would be it now. Let's see if this will get them on the board once again. Single orb setup. Lecro picking it up like we talked about, the different approaches of NIP in the orb. I think that's something that needs to be looked at, if I'm honest. First shot comes in. Hampus takes down Forrest. That's what they need, a nice opening pick. The key players of the NIP machine removed.
So the nade does fractional damage. Rez spots Broland jumping across the top as well. That puts him down to 62. We hold, we wait, and it's Get Right that we'll watch. Back to Broland. Flash out, Get Right, forward. MP9, so much damage. What, 1 bullet missed in the spray, and that bullet might have been the difference to take down Disco. Bomb to be planted, 3-on-3. No denial available. Twist hits the shot, but he's downed. It was through the wall, so it wasn't a kill. Left Rez alive on 7, and Rez got the shot back in return with the M4. Well struck, and now a chance to retake the site with a flank from Freddy. Oh, Broland's just got to hold him off. He's downed, but this could still work. They're not moving forward fast enough. 2 players directly in front. He knows it. Oh my God, Lecro, how does he react to that? Freddy is going to be so confused and perplexed as to how he just went down in that situation. Lecro's even having a laugh about it.
My goodness.
I want to see his perspective. Did he just like think, okay, he's got to be flanking and fire at the same time as he flicked, just guessing? Because that didn't even look like he was in vision. I honestly think he just went, he's probably flanking, guys.
Let's have a look.
Yeah. Unreal.
That's very fast. That's what he's best at. Once he gets in the zone, it's a pretty special player. Don't see it every game, but when it's on, it's on. We'll see what happens here. 14-8, tactical pause, of course, from Red Reserve. This is potentially our final map of the evening. They can have another comeback now. Could take us to a third, which I think is Overpass, I'm not mistaken. I can't remember. But we'll see. Double up setup now, Dennis and Lecro. 3 rifles available, and Twist will be going very, very quickly indeed towards the outside bomb site, looking for that initial kill, and my God, does he find him. Takes down 1, and there are trade to plenty available now. Hampus doing a great job. We might not be done here just yet. 3-on-2. Dennis with the AWP. 24 frags to his name, and that flick certainly connects. Get Right's with him, but he's now left in a 2 versus 1. Get Right has struggled again on train here.
Yeah, this is not the best tournament we've seen from Chris. He seemed chilled out yesterday when I spoke to him. He seemed more than happy to be here, but it's 14-9. They're still not on map point, and Red Reserve are absolutely still in this game. Not yet double digits, but close enough. One away. Either way, one away. They've still got money, so they'll buy. Henry, I would too. I like to spend money.
Well, they know if they can win this round, not only does it get them match points, it does reset Red Reserve, but it also sets them up for disappointment as well. This could be the opening Red Reserve needs. They're going to find them double digits, but Forest fighting back with the Desert Eagle. Unfortunately, just overwhelmed there. This fast approach seems to be working out perfectly from the Red Reserve squad. 4 versus 2. Rez, incredibly talented young man. It's the first. They don't know exactly where he is. He'll spot another one. Can't quite connect the shot. He does so much damage. And it's get right another. Make it 1 versus 1.
He seems to always get... Oh my goodness, he seems to always get rounds when they need it. If he's going to show up, he shows up in style. Did it in the round to win out Mirage as well with a double entry. I'm not going to excuse the game and performance he's been having, but fair enough. Good 3-man spray down at the end. Not really a converted spray, but still awareness to get all 3 kills. As he gets them on map point, and in doing so, takes money away from Red Reserve. So, is there a chance they get back into this? It might be over here and now, and Nip might make the playoffs.
Pistols only potential. That's why they bought that round. If they can win it, like I said, match point comes in, and their money is completely eradicated for Red Reserve. The comeback would have to be something even more special at this point. You've got Deagles only, armor, barely any utility, and NIP. Finally, get right. Will have significant impact on Train. He really has been struggling in this day today. It's been an off day, you know. We can't take too much away from it. We have to remember this is one day. It's been a lot of rounds in Counter-Strike. Hasn't been his day, but that was a huge round, and that might be the catalyst to close this one out.
Smoke deep Ivy. Dennis runs, makes noise, checks the gap, runs through it, and hits Freddy, kicks him square in the forehead. Somehow gets away without a red card. Poor referee. 4-on-4, though. They have gotten Hampus, but lost Forrest in the process. Dennis is tagged from that exchange. It was rather awkward. Hold it together, Nip. There's no need to make plays quite as aggressively as that without information. More so against a team that is resilient, persistent, and it doesn't have weapons. Don't give them some.
Now, all NIP need to do, 2 players outside, 2 players inside. That is it. Dennis, if he gets one of these kills, that should be it. Goes down with nothing. Challenges a choke point alone. And he'll be punished for it. Compromises Rez's position. Now he's got 3 players to contend with outside, and a player towards Ivy as well. This might be a successful round for Red Reserve. Can't believe I'm saying that. They came in with pistols only.
Ready. Deagle. Shots out to Rez. Let's get right, swings back. Same position he found the 3 kills last time. This time only gets 1. Twist that swings around. Lekro from that range. MP9 is not enough. I'm not sure if I agree with the positional calls from NIP in this round. They know they had the advantage. Now it's Rez. Has to clutch this back. They've made this difficult, and they're giving Red Reserve every chance to get back into the game yet again. I'm perplexed.
It didn't make any sense. I can't believe that round's fallen against them. Well done to Red Reserve. They're continuing with a tenacity.
Well, give a dog a bone, Henry.
Deagles, CZs, and a chance to close it out short. Overtime back on the cards.
Lekro swings back out from Sandwich as well with the Deagle in hand. Shots from Disco Dopplet. 3 sprays down, and already they've got the advantage back. NIP have to kick themselves after the last round. If this goes to overtime, absolutely pathetic, I have to say it.
It can't happen. It can't. I just don't know what world we'll ever get right now. I've never seen anything like this. Unfortunately, with all the roster changes that have happened recently,
yeah,
you have to say the quality of CS is really